want to come downstairs? Come on. You're not supposed to go down there, but you're going downstairs. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna be free? You're gonna be free? Hello everybody, today I want to do a bit of a setup video today, where I just show what I've been working with for the past 7 years or whatever. And sorry if I sound like shit, this is my first time using one of these. Hopefully I'm not blowing your brains out or your ears out right now. This is Paxton. If anyone follows my Twitter, you're probably well acquainted with him, but this is actually my sister's dog, which kind of turned into the family dog that we got a couple of years ago, I think August of 2015, but he's never been on my channel. He's a bit of an asshole, so if you don't follow my Twitter or anything, then this is your first time seeing him. Then boy, you are in for a treat. You're actually being oddly behaved. Usually he's not allowed down here, because he's a bit of a thief. He likes to steal things. Maybe it's because he's confused that I'm talking so much. It's like, who are you talking to? You don't sound like you're talking to me. You're actually being good? Oh, wait. What's he taking? That's the case for my Xbox controller. Being surprisingly good. When's it gonna happen? When are you gonna be bad? I'm waiting for you to be bad. Are you gonna be bad? Why don't you lick the lens? Lick the lens for me. Oh, did he actually do it? Is that stuff all over the lens? Ah! Oh. You making a stand now? He's making a stand. Oh, don't take it! He's gonna take it. What are you doing? Oh, wait. No, that's the piece of foam! No, that's the piece of foam! Ay! Did you take anything? You didn't take anything. Nope. Sorry, this is going back in. Nope, sorry. Why are you obsessed with the Xbox case? I figured you would want something like this. This is from when I went to New York City with the rest of the derps for that Sunset Overdrive event. Stop going for the Xbox case. Why do you want that so bad? Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's evil. It wants to eat you. It wants to eat you. It wants to eat you. There you go. Not interested at all. You're licking it, but you're not taking it. Come on, bring it back. Bring it back. All right. Anyways, while he is doing that, I guess I will show you guys my setup. Like I said, this is my computer. It's actually a very cluttered setup. This is actually cleaner than it normally is. I actually tried to tidy things up a little bit, but I still couldn't get away with not having something on my desk just because I just have so much stuff to work with. Random TV remote right there. I got a PlayStation 4 controller. This is my headphones I always wear in my videos. Keyboard, this is my Razer keyboard. This is my Razer Naga mouse that I use all the time. I got this mouse pad at an E3 event, an Alienware event, and there's my Pod Farm audio interface that I use. That basically makes the mic sound good. That has all sorts of settings. I actually have the software for that running on my old laptop that I've had for a few years now, and this is actually the program right there. That is called Pod Farm. The name of the software is called Pod Farm, and that has all the audio settings. This is my microphone that I use. This is actually a pretty new microphone that I got really just a week or two ago. I think it's called the Shure SM7B or something. It's a little bit fancier than the one I was always using. I was using an Audio Technica microphone before, AT2035. And then I got this because I figured I wanted something new. I've been using that one for a long time. This is the lighting that I use for my videos. So I turn that on. Here we go. And then this is where I would normally put my camera, which is the one I'm filming with. And this is the spot where I will record. I'm not talking into this mic right now, so I can put my face as close as possible to this and don't know what happened. So this is where my camera normally goes in reference to that last shot. So the audio from this goes into that, which goes into that, which then I guess goes back to that, and then I have analog out that goes all the way back here into this right here. That's my microphone input. And then this outputs all the way down into this thingamajig right here. This thing right here is called a Shogun Studio, or an Atomos Shogun Studio. And this is actually a nifty device that Adam, or CNanners, told me about. And it's basically an external video recorder. I'm sure you guys have heard of dual PC setups. It kind of just acts like that, except it's not really a PC, it's just a recorder. So normally on the first screen, this would be the HDMI signal for this camera right here. And then this is an HDMI signal for my computer screen, which can also be an HDMI signal for all my consoles as well, so I just kind of like switch between the two. So it's a really nifty device where you can record two things at once, and then they both sync up instantly, so I don't have to worry about something like that. So I just hit record on one, that one just automatically starts recording, and then I have perfectly synced video. I have perfectly synced face cam, perfectly synced gameplay. So, and then they record two solid state drives down here, and all I do is, you know, when I'm done recording, I take this thing out and I plop it into my PC. That's my other one right there, and then I just do the hard drive transfers, and then I drop everything into Sony Vegas and I edit it. I definitely wouldn't recommend getting anything like this unless you really need it. This is more so just out of years of doing stuff where I just keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. I just end up with all this stuff. But last year I had a lot of tech issues with my computer where I would lose recordings from my computer crashing, and this was my solution, was just to take all the recording stuff off my computer. That way if it crashed, I wouldn't have to worry about it. It would still be recording on this thing. But I've since then fixed that problem, but I have the thing, so I might as well use it. But you can still use like stuff like OBS, or does anyone use Fraps anymore? I don't really know. But I definitely recommend getting something like this because you can just route everything into one device, or all your audio into one device. So I can listen to my friends and I can just decide to turn them down with this thing right here. This controls my PC audio and Skype audio or Discord audio or TeamSpeak audio, whichever. Just like, you know, people I'm talking to. The main mix is basically my microphone volume, so this would only adjust my microphone. And actually I have another thing that I have hooked up right here. This is my record player, so that's what's nifty about this, is that you can hook stuff up here like that. So if I suddenly turn my record player on and then I turn the volume up, I could actually play music from my record player straight into technically my microphone, because this acts as my microphone on my computer. And speaking of which, here is my record player. Last year I bought a ton of records because, I don't know, for some reason I just got like so fascinated with record players because I never had one, and I like mechanical things, so I don't know. Even though I study computers and all that, I do like analog because, I don't know, it's a little bit more fun to play with these kinds of things rather than, you know, just listening to an MP3 file. This is something that's tangible, you can own it, it's physical. What's most fun about this is the obvious thing. That's the obvious thing, if you can even hear that. Actually, no, you could probably hear that. I have this guy right here. I have a Kermit the Frog just sitting on top of my Viking helmet that I actually handmade back in 2014, if you guys remember that video. Along with a PSVR, then there's the entire collection of records that I have, which is basically mostly old stuff, like 60s, 70s, 80s music. I got like a lot of Queen in there, and I think there's some Daft Punk right here. I also have some random stuff. I got this for free when I ordered, I think, a David Bowie album on eBay. Someone decided to give me some Beethoven. So I have some Beethoven in my collection. It's basically, I have it sorted by old music, just general, you know, albums, and a bunch of movie scores on vinyl. So I have stuff like Interstellar, I got the Lego movie sitting right there. The Dark Knight, I got Tron Legacy. I think I even have some Disney records down there. Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Alright! No! No! Hey! There's something down there. Is that a water bottle? You want that water bottle? You're freaking out! You're freaking out! Ash! You want that? And you're pushing it back under the freaking couch. What are you doing? Yeah, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. You did that. You did that. Oh my god. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? What is under there? There's nothing there. Stop it. I'm trying to film a video. There's nothing under there. Nothing left. Take the water bottle. This is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea. Hey! Hey! Calm yourself. You're not a beast. Actually, you are a beast, but you're not a beast. You're an adorable beast. Stop it. You think you're tough. Hey! No! 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 Bye. Bye. We got the consoles. We got an Xbox One right there. We got a Wii and a Wii U. We got an Xbox 360, a PS4. That is my SNES Classic sitting right there, and I got some controllers. We randomly have Kirby chilling right by the N64, which I actually don't even have hooked up. And back there, that is an Ouya, if anyone remembers the Ouya. And then we got the whole game collection, which has actually, as time has gone by, I've learned to appreciate digital collections now rather than collecting a lot of stuff physically. So I have a ton of Xbox 360 games, which I guess, you know, if this was 5-10 years ago, this might have looked cool, but now it just kind of looks like a GameStop on a clearance sale. On top of everything, I have a bunch of hats from videos. I got this when I went to Sweden a couple years ago, and I think this might have shown up in like 1 or 2 recordings. I might have worn it. I got a Canadian sheriff hat. This is, ooh, almost dropped that. We have the knitted Red Devil hat. I just call it like the Red Devil hat, because it's not really a Viking helmet, or it's not a knitted Viking hat. It's got devil horns on it, but it still kind of fits the brand, so I wear it. But I haven't worn it in a while because it gets hot, so I tend to go between like just having my headphones and then going towards that in the winter. What's this? Don't ask me why I have that. And of course we got a gravity gun sitting right there. I think I got that from like Think-A-Geek or something a long time ago. We also got a portal gun over here, and we got a Viva Pinata that I think I got from a Microsoft event at PAX a year or 2 ago. I don't know how I got that thing home. This is my first motherboard from my first computer that I ever built, and it still has the processor and the RAM sitting inside it. I thought that might be a cool decoration just to have on a shelf. There's a Creature Carl plushie. There's my Halo Reach statue that I got like 7 years ago at this point. I don't know. Got my Buzz Lightyear. Actually, fun fact about this Buzz Lightyear, I've had this thing my entire life. I've had this since I was like 4 or 5 years old, and it's been through a lot. It's actually super dirty. All the labels are off. I think there's even like maybe some marker on his eyes that were once colored in before. This thing has been through a lot. Also, this thing right here. So I think the year was 2000. I think it was 2000, and the Inspector Gadget movie, like the live action one, was coming into theaters, and McDonald's was having Inspector Gadget toys where you could collect every single body part of Inspector Gadget. And this is the complete collection, and this is a product of me being a spoiled brat when I was super young. I think I was 7 years old at the time, and my dad would go to pretty much every single McDonald's in Northern California to check which toy they were selling that day, because it was hard to find a certain amount of these. I think the chest piece right here, I think this piece right here was like one of the hardest pieces to find. This arm right here was also one of the hardest pieces to find, so I made a deal with my dad that no matter what, I'm never getting rid of this thing because of what I put them through. So it sits in my room to this day, and I'm never getting rid of it. Let's check up on Paxton over here. What are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my god. Where's my socks? Well, you took off the label. Is he chewing the cap right there? What are you doing? Paxton. Paxton. You see that gray spot right about there? That's not dirt. That is not paint. That is not anything you would think it is. It is actually a metal known as gallium. This stuff right here, this is known as gallium. It is an element. It is a metal that it melts at room temperature. So if you hold this in your hand long enough, it'll actually liquefy. And I did a video on this, or actually I messed around with this during a live stream back in 2014 for Extra Life. It's extremely messy stuff because if just a little bit falls onto the ground, it just gets everywhere. I tried doing my best job cleaning everything up, but I notice little bits of it every now and then, and this stuff hasn't been out of here since 2014. It's been rock solid like this, unless it melted because it was too hot. I think that might be a little bit right there. This place is just infested with gallium. And that's my computer chair. You can tell that it's had better days. I sit on that thing a lot. And that's basically my setup. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of amiibos up here as well. I have amiibos packaged over there. And I also got a bunch of amiibos just sitting right here. And I got the golden Mario and the silver Mario and the classic Mario sitting in the back over there. Buzz Lightyear bobblehead. Got it, and that's my first Xbox 360, and then there's one of my textbooks for school. That is a $100 paperweight Red Flags card game. I can't even remember what that thing is. And this hat right here was actually my grandfather's hat. He was stationed in Germany during the 1950s, although this isn't a US hat. I think this is, I tried doing some research about this. I believe this is a Polish hat. Maybe it's like a Polish military hat, or maybe a police hat or something. My dad said it was my grandfather's, but I think he just acquired it. I don't think he was in the Polish army. He was an American. I never met him though. He died in the 80s, but yeah, if anyone knows anything about these kinds of hats, I just know it's my grandfather acquired this in the 50s, and I believe it's Polish. If this information is useful at all, it's just like a whole bunch of technology just clumped into this one corner right here, and then a bunch of game consoles clumped over here of our record player sitting in the middle of it with Kermit the Frog also sitting in the middle of it. This is actually a really nice Kermit the Frog. I bought this randomly on eBay because I decided I want to get a Kermit the Frog puppet. So I got a Kermit the Frog puppet. He's a really good puppet. You stick your hand in his ass like this, and then, you know, you start talking. Oh, he's scared. I don't want to bother him anymore. You okay, Paxton? You okay? Oh no, you know, you're not getting this. You're not getting this thing, no. I figure it's been time to do an updated setup video. I did one like 5 years ago, and my room has changed so much since then. These walls used to be red. That desk used to just be wooden. It actually is the same desk, it's just painted black now, and there's a glass top on it now. And yeah. Paxton, you wanna say bye? You wanna say bye? Lick the camera for me. Look the camera for me. Yeah, lick the camera. Don't eat it. Don't eat the camera. Goodbye, Paxton. This is the only way I can get you to say goodbye with me. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. A story of perseverance. And getting through what I consider to be probably the hardest class I ever took at the time. I think I've taken harder ones now, but it's, you know, once you kind of go through that where you feel like you can't do it, and then you prove to yourself that you can do it, you feel like you're capable of anything.